way.
But what are some of your off-season priorities now that kind of settled after
Well, just like everybody else, we're ready to get rolling on free agency and starting on the college guys. And it's all part of the
still look out for me.
process that we're going through. So, signing our own unrestricted free agents back, working on that, and next week we can start on the other free agents and then getting to know these college guys. Well, we have had some talks with Vincent, and I'll say for the 1,000,000th time how much respect we have for Vincent, what he's done in his career and as a player. And like any guy who's a UFA, those guys have earned the right to see where they stand, to test the market. And Vincent's no different than anybody else. In our minds, we're going to always think of Vincent as a Buccaneer, but we've got to see how that plays itself out. As far as other receivers, that's one of the things that we have to get answered here in the offseason, and we're working through that. Sure. I mean, of course, all of those guys. I mean, anybody that plays in the NFL, guys get better, guys improve. We believe in player development, so we don't count anybody out. We'd like to. You always want to increase competition. You're always looking to raise your talent level at every position. But whoever we have out there, we got utmost confidence in those guys. Oh, they're getting an excellent coach. Mike Nolan, grew up as the son of a coach in the NFL, and Mike's an extremely intelligent coach, great with situational football. I was so impressed with the way Mike coached the defense in that area. And, I wish he was in another division besides ours. Yeah. I'm actually very glad you asked me that question, because anyone who knows Jameis Winston knows that when Jameis gets up in the morning, he's trying to do good things out there, whether it be improve himself, help our team get better, or do something good in the community. And, obviously with the situation at the school last week, in the midst of a school presentation, Jameis, he made a mistake, and he owned up to that mistake. He's 23 years old, I think. Anyone who has to stand behind a microphone and talk to a group of people, you're going to make mistakes from time to time. And there's been other ones in the sports world very recently. And Jameis continues to exceed expectations as the face of our franchise every single day. We couldn't be happier with Jameis. It was an unfortunate situation, and he owned up to it. We got to move forward. Well, we don't have to make that decision right now, and Doug did not have as good a season as he had in 2015, and that's mainly due to injury. Doug's under contract right now, and no decision has to be made on that right now. So we don't have to rush it. We can just work through it as we go, and that's one of the things high on our list is what's going to happen with our running back situation. We don't have to make a decision on that right now. That's a medical question. I'm not a doctor. I mean, when we signed J.R. Sweezy, we were extremely confident and very excited about J.R. joining our team and making us a better football team. Unfortunately, J.R. had a surgery in the offseason, and the recovery was longer than anyone expected. No one wants to be back out there helping the team more than J.R. He has been cleared. He didn't get cleared until after our final game. He's back training again, and now we're ready to take it to the next step. But besides having surgery, nothing's changed from J.R. the player that played so well for the Seahawks before we signed him.
Right now, he's got to be
As of today, yep.
Year one, year two, coaching young quarterback like James, how do you coach him?
with the second year, you go back to ground zero and then build it back up and start kind of based on what you add to it?
Oh, you add to it. You definitely add to it. You don't go back to ground zero. I mean, you build on what happened the previous season. So after the first year, we built on his rookie year, and now we'll continue to do that going into his third year. One thing we got to remember about Jameis, barely turned 23 years old. Really, Jameis should be here with this. This is his class right here. He should be at the combine right now. So he's got 32 games under his belt. I thought one of the best stats, I mean, the NFL is full of a lot of stats, but when you look at the final four quarterbacks in the playoffs and you look at their age and their experience, just start with the two in the Super Bowl, Brady and Matt Ryan, how far behind Jameis is just from an experience standpoint. Okay, Tom Brady's, 39 years old, and Jameis is 23 years old. He's 16 years of experience behind. And the best teacher in everything we do is experience. And I think Jameis is just going to continue to get better and better. Yeah, well, congratulations to the Falcons. They had an outstanding season, and I obviously have personal relationships still with some of those guys on that team, and the Super Bowl is the pinnacle of what we do in the NFL, and congrats to New England for winning it. It was unfortunate. It was hard for any coach to sit there and watch the way it fell apart for Atlanta, but that's what keeps us all interested, right? That's what makes this a great game. Yeah, obviously there's a lot of things that go into that. I mean, running backs don't do it all on their own. They have to have help. And then anytime a player is injured for any long period of time, I think Doug was out something like 6 or 7 weeks with that hamstring and re-injured it at one point and had to start back from scratch. I think there's also a psychological process, especially coming off signing a big free agent process. And I think that the psychological side of guys that are injured, I think that flows through every player in the league. I don't think Doug's the only guy that has that situation. So, yeah, I think there was more than one thing, and part of it is it's a team game.
Right now, but fair to say with the offensive line, it's a higher priority that you're looking at running back. You don't know about it.
Well, I would just say that every position that we have a question mark is a high priority. Jason and I have a lot of discussions about, we have more than one position where we're not exactly sure how it's going to shake out right now, and there's a lot of teams in that same boat. That's why the calendar's set up like it is in a process. But running back, we were watching our cut-ups last week. We went through 6 running backs. We had 6 different running backs carry the ball last year compared to 2015 when we were a good running team. We really had 2 guys carry the ball. Doug and Charles Sims carried it every time. And then this year we had 6 running backs, 6 different guys. I mean, that's usually not going to work out too well. Yeah, I think that there is a theory out there about getting the running backs late. And when did the Patriots get Tom Brady? And they got him kind of late. So there's a lot of good football players out there. You can definitely make a case for what you said about the running backs because it's proven there's guys out there who've done it. But there's also guys that people have gotten in the first round that have been pretty good players too. Jason's going to be up there in a minute. You can ask him that question. Both. I mean, both those things. I mean, those are both important. Just look at the guys that are here. You got guys coming out that's like a redshirt sophomore, or that's Jameis was a 3-year guy in college. Those guys are young and Upperfell. All the pressure that comes with it. It's still football. I mean, the football part, but the pressure, especially a quarterback that comes with being the face of a franchise. Of course, those guys are going to have a learning curve, and they're going to grow from year to year. And again, I'll go back on what I said earlier. What Jameis Winston has done in his first 2 years, okay, the number of appearances he's made, the number of times he's spoke in front of the media, spoke to kids, that guy is fantastic. I mean, Jameis amazes me every single day with the maturity he has for his age. Not turning the ball over. And, you know, we as a team turn the ball over too much. And when you say that, that's always going to start with the quarterback because he touches the ball the most and he makes a lot of critical decisions and he's got to make them quick. But, you know, we as a team need to cover turnovers down. Sure, but those aren't things that you just snap their fingers and you fix it. You know, because Jameis also he's a risk taker, which is good. You know, want to coach that out of him, and there's plenty of times where that works out well for us. So, you know, you can't have it both ways. You've got to try to minimize negative plays, and you've got to try to pump up the explosiveness. We're happy with our offensive line. We weren't as fortunate to stay healthy across the board as we were in 2015. But as far as our personnel, we're happy. We have a good list of things that we would like to improve on. But as far as our personnel, we're happy with those guys. Those guys play hard. They try to do it the right way. They try to do it the way we ask them to. And but you know, if you had George Warhop, our old line coach up here, he would probably be giving you a whole list of things that we need to work on. And we do at every position. I mean, we're not where we need to be as a team yet. We're not good enough. We got to get better. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day.